Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a recap of what we learned in the last video, and we're going to learn the laws of indices. So in our last video, we learned that when we multiply a positive number and a negative number, we get a negative number. And when we multiply a negative number and a negative number, we get a positive number. Then when we multiply a positive number and a positive number, we get a positive number. So there are 6 laws of indices, as you can see, but today we'll be focusing on the first 4 laws, and then I'll do another video focusing on the last 2. So when you're multiplying indices, for example, a to the power of m times a to the power of n, you add the powers, so the answer will be a to the power m plus n. And another example, a to the power of 2 times a to the power of 2. You add the powers and it will give you a to the power of 4. Then when you're dividing indices, for example, a to the power of m divided by a to the power of n, you subtract the powers, so the answer will be a to the power m minus n. And another example, a to the power of 3 divided by a to the power of 2. We subtract the powers and it will give us a to the power of 1. Then when you're raising a power to a power, for example, b to the power of n in brackets m, basically you multiply the powers and the answer will be b n times m. Another example, b to the power of 2 in brackets the power of 3. We multiply the powers and the answer will be b to the power of 6. And this one is quite easy. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. For example, 5 to the power of 0, that will be 1. So we're going to do a few practice questions, and the first one says, simplify m to the power of 3 times m to the power of 6. So from what we learned, if we're multiplying, we add the powers, which is going to be m to the power of 3 plus 6, which will give us m to the power of 9. And for the next one, it says simplify p to the power of 8 divided by p to the power of 2. And if you remember what we learned, if we're dividing, we subtract the powers. So it will be p to the power of 8 minus 2, which will be p to the power of 6. So for the last question, it says 2n to the power of 3 in brackets to the power of 4. So this one is a bit of a tricky one. Obviously we've learned the law that you multiply the powers, but we also need to remember that there's a 2 there. So it also means 2 to the power of 4, which means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 16. And then also n to the power of 3 in brackets to the power of 4. So which will be, so we multiply the powers, which will give us 12. So our answer now will be 16 n to the power of 12. So question number 2, the first question says simplify m to the power of 6 times m to the power of 7, and we add the powers, which is equal to m to the power of 13. Then this one, simplify x to the power of 0 Remember, anything to the power of 0 is 1. So the answer will be 1. And then this one, a little bit challenging. So it says simplify 16y to the power of 6 in brackets to the power of half. So what we'll do is we first do 16 to the power of half, which is the same as square root of 16, which is equal to 4. Then the next one, y to the power of 6 times half, which is equal to y to the power of 3. So our answer will be 4y to the power of 3. Then the last question, question number 3, it says simplify m to the power of 2 times m to the power of 4. So we add the powers, which will be m to the power of 6. And then for this one, simplify y to the power of 7 divided by y to the power of 5. So we subtract the powers, which is equal to y to the power of 2. Then this one, it says simplify m to the power of 3 in brackets to the power of 5. So like what we learned, we multiply the powers, which is equal to m to the power of 15.